Yeah, today we're going to go hang out at the ice house. It's mullet time. No, big thing with comedy, I really feel if you're going to get into this world, you have to create a support system. Look, when you get up on stage, it is very much a solo act. I mean, you could create a dual act. It's very rare. It's rarely ever done well. But generally, 99.9% of the time, it's a solo act. You're up there, and your success depends on your writing, your delivery, your relationship with the audience. But this is show business. Business. Yes, there is a business side, and there's a lot to it. But one of the big things is networking. One of the big things is your comedy family. Comedians that you relate to, that you get along with, that you want to spend time with. If you go out on the road, you want to go out on the road with them because you're going to see them a lot. That's really important. I look at it like this, perfect examples like Adam Sandler, right? He has his, was it Happy Madison Productions, whatever. All his movies is littered with all his comic friends. It's his friends throughout the years. That's fine. I don't need to be Adam Sandler. Look, I don't, as much as I would like to be, I would love to be the star of the show. But all I'm looking for is a Rob Schneider spot. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be a part of a circle. And the only way that's going to happen is if I help create that. I'm not young. I'm not some young spring chicken, hip, all that bullshit. But what I do have is years of experience, life experiences. I have, I think, years of wisdom to share with people. I do surround myself with people of all ages and ethnicities and political beliefs, religious beliefs. Like, I like people in general. I like people who are cool, funny, interesting, unique. And when I go out, especially in the comedy world, I'm like, does this person make me a better comedian? Like, do I feel better hanging out with this person? I really do look for that. If the answer is yes, then I spend time with you. There's people out there, you know who you are. If I spend time with you, it's because I like you. It isn't I'm trying to get something out of you other than a strong relationship, friendship, peer relationship, a comedy relationship. That's what I want. You know, relationships are is a two-way street. And if you didn't want me around in your circle, you would kick me to the curb. And I would pick up on that, as I always do, and I would move on. And it's okay. I mean, it has to be what's the word? Symbiote? I don't know what the word is. What am I looking for? But basically, like, it has to be a relationship that both people want to be a part of and that they feel like they're getting something out of. Knowledge, laughter, experience, compassion, empathy, whatever it is, like, you're getting something out of it. I think the moment that stops for one person, the relationship becomes one sided, and then people start getting resentful, and then all of a sudden they don't want to spend time with each other or whatever. Or one person does and the other person doesn't, and then you notice that because they don't respond to text messages or phone calls or whatever. It doesn't matter, but it happens to all of us. But what I'm trying to create out here in Los Angeles is my own little Happy Madison production circle where we are all feeding off of each other. You know, when I had the opportunity to produce that show right around Thanksgiving, I brought in 3 comics that I thought are hilarious and people that I really respect and that I want to continue to perform with them and be a part of their circle. And I reached out to several people for that, and some people weren't available or whatnot, and that's okay. We all have different schedules. But I was happy that I have a big enough circle where I was able to fill those spots. and everyone got paid. Everyone got paid. And that's what it's about. You know, if you really want to do this, you have to be able to pay your rent. You have to be able to pay your car note and your bills and all that shit. Put food on the table. If you have a family, oh man, that's even more. You have to be able to take care of that stuff. So there's nothing free about comedy, dude. Like you have to. I mean, otherwise, you being able to do comedy is strictly like you're relying on other factors. You're relying on other jobs and other means, and then you might book shows, but then all of a sudden work gets in the way, and then you have to cancel shows, and it messes everything up. So you have to figure that out. But that's what we're doing tonight. We're gonna go to the Ice House. It's a beautiful, beautiful comedy club. It's the oldest comedy club in the nation. It was built in the '60s and has been around forever. During the pandemic, the ownership changed hands. The owners of the Lakers now own the Ice House. There's pros and cons to that, but one thing they did, the pandemic happened, so they're like, "Hey, it's a good opportunity. It's new for us. We're being forced to be shut down right now, so let's take this opportunity to remodel it." And they did a wonderful job. Now, when I walk into the Laugh Factory or the Improv, the Ha Ha, the Comedy Store, you walk in and you can feel the history, but you can also feel your feet sticking to the ground and you're kind of grossed out and like, man, they really need to maybe think about remodel. But the problem is with the remodel is like you're shut down for how long before the remodel's done? Here's the thing. If the Comedy Store or the Improv wanted to remodel, they could because they have multiple rooms and they could still do shows in one room while they're remodeling the other. The Laugh Factory can't do that. Not the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. They have one big room and that's it. They have the upstairs, but it's a balcony. Like, I mean, I guess you could maybe remodel upstairs, but I mean, that just wouldn't work. But the Ice House did it right. We're gonna go there tonight. Miguel's working at his strip club job, club DJ job. But he's supposed to meet up. My friend Marissa and David, they're supposed to meet up as well. We have one of our friends, Fangio, is performing in the show tonight, Mullet Time, and my buddy produces that show, Bear Badeau, and then usually has a cold opener, Trevor Trout, which is a good buddy of mine too. So, yeah, I'm excited to go hang out there. I mean, if Bear gives me a spot, that'd be badass. Even if he gave me like a 5-minute spot, it'd be cool. I am going to ask him. If he says no, that's fine because Bear has given me a lot of spots in his shows, and I'm very, very grateful. And I love Bear. He knows that. We're good friends. But I'm still going to ask. I mean, it's, why not? If I get a spot, cool. If not, it's cool. Then I'll enjoy my evening with my friends and just hang out. Sometimes it's nice to be able to go to a comedy show and just relax, watch the comedians work, critique them, study them. Always I'm like hitting my mic. You know what I mean? Like, constantly working. I mean, I don't feel like you're ever off. But to be able to have a beer and relax and not think about your set or what you're doing or reading the room and going, oh, okay, maybe I'll do this. Nah, they're really into this stuff. Let me change up my set a little bit. It's nice we can just go hang out with some friends. Yeah. And comedy brought me like a whole new circle of friends. And I really appreciate that too because, oh man, like my friend circles started diluting and disappearing over the years. I mean, I think my wife and I, we got married back in like, when did we get married? '06. And saw some friends kind of disappear. And then all of a sudden, like, we got a kid, and then other friends disappeared, and then other friends got married or moved to another state. This friend moved to Texas. This friend moved to Colorado. This friend moved north. This friend moved south. And people just start disappearing over the years. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, where's all my friends at? You know what I mean? And then even in the film industry, like some of my circles there kind of like just kind of came to an end, or people got out of the business, or I had a falling out with a very close friend of mine. Not on my end, it was on his end. Not to get too deep in it, but the mofo just stopped returning phone calls and texts. I mean, I did just talk about relationships, but what was weird about that is we were like brothers. Like, I mean, we were family. But for whatever reason, that dude decided to bounce. I know he had a new woman in his life, and as far as I could tell, the lady was pretty racist. But I never said that to him. You know what I mean? But I don't know if that's why. She was a Latina woman, and I don't know. She just didn't take well to me or my wife. Is what it is. I don't really care. I've spent plenty of time thinking about it over the years, but the point is, some relationships end, and sometimes it's meant to be. When a relationship ends and you don't know why, it's because it was meant to be. But in the wake of all of that, I found comedy, and I have this huge circle of people that I love, that I adore, that I respect, that I want to be around. And I couldn't be more grateful and more happy that I found this in this time of my life. I know, like, there's many times where I think about it, like, oh, I wish I could go back and started comedy 20 years ago. Imagine where I'd be. That's great. That's the what if game. That's freaking stupid. There's no such thing as time travel. Plus, I'm very happy with my life. I'm happy with my wife. I'm happy with my kids. And I like everything about my life, the good and the bad, the lessons learned. So I wouldn't change that for the world. I found comedy when I needed to find comedy. That's that. But anyways, I was hoping to get more stuff done today. We are 3 days away from Christmas. What's today? Yeah, it's the 22nd. 3 days from Christmas. Wife and kids are going to Candy Cane Lane with a bunch of family. I thought that was supposed to be this weekend. I was looking forward to doing that, but come to find out they moved it to Friday. So I told her, I was like, well, I'm passing because I'm working. Like, I'm going to spend time with friends tonight at the comedy show. But to me, that's work. If it's an opportunity to get up, networking, meeting other comics, showing my face in the comedy club that I've performed in many times, I like to show my face there. Like, that's important. And so I had to choose, and I chose to work. But yeah, we got all the shopping finished today. Tomorrow, Yvonne and I have to start wrapping gifts and stuff. I don't know how much I'm going to shoot this weekend. I might shoot this whole weekend and Christmas and slap it all together. We'll see what happens. Or maybe I'll get one video out like Saturday, tomorrow or Sunday. But there's not much going on other than me writing more and more jokes as we go. Yvonne, I have 2 other things I wrote today. My wife is hilarious. Like, she says some of the dumbest words. Like, she's like, remember President Bush, where he would just make words up? My wife does that all the time, and it's hilarious. She's such a smart lady, but she makes them up, and then I catch them, and then she laughs, and she's like, "What? I'm just joking." I'm like, yeah. Like, so we were talking about, like, I told her I was gonna maybe try the carnivore diet. I want to lose weight, but also wanted to try it. Not like permanently, but maybe I do it for a month or 2. And she was like, yeah, that's when people get into, what'd she say? She goes, get into ketoacidosis. Keto, what the hell is wrong? Ketoacidosis? Are you serious right now? It's ketosis. Like, I even have to look it up. Because I was like, because she works at a hospital. She has a master's degree. I'm like, is ketoacidosis a thing? And it's ketosis. It's ketosis. She adds an extra vowel to Chick-fil-A. It's Chick-fil-A. It's Chick-fil-A. I'm like, there's no extra A in there. What the? Chick-fil-A.
What's up, y'all? Merry Christmas!
What's up, Marissa?
What, you never seen a Santa with tits before? I heard somebody was...
Yo. Look, my finger's over the... Fuck, dude. Fuck. I'm like trying to cover up the light. See? I haven't been drinking, I promise. I'm not drinking and driving. I'm not. I don't condone that behavior at all. Just got out of the ice house, and oh my god, it was a fun show. Bear, you did it again. The one thing that stood out, Bear said that the show is, because historically this show started at the beginning of this year, so he's been doing shows every month all year long, and they've been on Friday nights at 10 p.m. That's a late show. It's harder to get people to come out at a 10 p.m. show than it is an earlier show. But tonight he announced the Ice House is moving them to 8 p.m. on Fridays. So that's pretty badass, Bear. So congrats on that. That's big. I feel like you should be able to sell out no problem. He sold out a lot of shows throughout the year. There was a few that fell a little short, but I mean, for the most part, he was selling out shows. Tonight was a little bit of a lighter crowd. It happens. I mean, we were literally 2 days before Christmas, so I mean, people don't want to go out. People don't want to spend money. They're spending money on their families and shit like that. People are exhausted. People are shopping, all kinds of business. But I mean, dude, it was still a pretty filled up room, at least at the beginning of the night. Towards the end of the night, some people had left. But it was a good show. My boy Fonzio crushed it. Matt Grizette did very well. My friend Becca killed it. There was this guy, Jason Avocado, Jay Avocado. That dude was freaking, I know his last name isn't Avocado, but his Instagram says Jay Avocado because in one of his jokes, some chick couldn't say his last name, so she just started calling him Avocado. I think it's Asiato or Avisado, something like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just met the dude. Sorry, bro, if you watch this ever and you don't get offended. He ain't gonna get offended. That motherfucker funny, dude. Huge energy, man. I'm glad I got to meet that dude, and we exchanged information. Hit me up with this number. He's from Chicago, but he's gonna be in town. He said about once a quarter he'll be in LA. He does not want to live out here. But I told him I was going to be producing shows, so he said he'd happily do one of my shows, so that's pretty badass. Overall, Bear killed it. Trevor, my boy Trevor, killed it. Like, it was a fun show. I had a fun time, had a couple of drinks, had some french fries. Penny, the manager at the Ice House, was sweet. Everyone's super nice. I mean, look, community is great. Like I said earlier, like, you have to, I don't know why I just keep shaking my head now. I don't know, call it a tick. Like, you have to build your comedy community. You just do. This is part of it, man. It is part of the business. Your community, your family, your familia. You have to do it, man. It's part of the job. If you're not doing it, then you're just creating, I think, a bigger, like, uphill battle. You know what I mean? And this guy, Jay, I met him. He's from Chicago. Found out I'm a comic. Bunch of comics there were like, dude, Kidder's funny, man. He's fucking funny. He goes, dude, I told him I was going to be out in Wichita next month. He goes, you roll through Chicago, I'm going to hook you up, dude. I'm going to hook you up. So I'm like, all right, cool, dude. I mean, it's good to have connections in other cities. It's part of it. So, this is probably a shorter video. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's a daily thing. Videos could be 3 minutes long. They could be 3 hours long. I don't give a shit. We're recording the life. We're recording what we can. I don't think you guys want to see me, like, washing my truck. Do comedians have to wash their truck? Sure, they got to wash their truck. I don't think that's what you want to see. It's not a 24 hours a day vlog, whatever. But got to hang out with Marissa and David. Marissa made me and my family some baked goods. She said there's no drugs in it, but there are nuts in it. So that was nice of her. Here, you can check this out. This cute little box. Thank you. Look at this. To the Cuter family. From Marissa and David. Love you guys. I love y'all. Like, you are sweet. These are two of my very close comedy friends. They're hilarious. They're a married couple. I kind of, like, envy that. Like, I love my wife. She's my bestie. But I think it would be kind of dope if we were both comics and we were just rolling out together. I don't know. Marissa, David, maybe if if you see this, comment, let me know. I'm kind of curious, like, is it cool being married to a comedian? If you're a comic, like, if you're a comic, would you be okay with the competition being in the same bed with you? I think that shit would drive me nuts. Like, my wife gives me tons of material, but I don't think I'd want her, like, on stage competing with me. Because then she'd be like, you can't fucking say that. I was going to say that. I was going to say that on stage because we had our conversation and that was my idea. Like, I don't know. I think it'd be fucking weird, like, married to the competition. But I think it'd be dope to, like, roll out. Like, I love hanging out with my wife. We have a good time hanging out. So I think it'd be kind of cool, like, just going out night after night. But again, we have little kids too, so that really wouldn't make any sense. So then, you know, if she was a comic, we'd have to take turns. Yeah, and then I guess Bear was giving out gifts during the show. You know, he was dressed up as Santa and he was giving out gifts. And he gave this to Marissa. It's like a little purse-looking thing. It's a little fuzzy reindeer purse. And she's like, here, you want it? You want to give it to your daughter? I was like, yeah, dude. Hell yeah, I'll give it to Riley. I think she'll think it's cute. Whatever. Re-gift. All right, y'all. I love you. Bye.